Right now at 5:30 on WKYT this morning, parts of downtown Dallas are still closed off while the investigation into last week's deadly sniper attack continues. We'll have the latest from Dallas ahead.
Also on WKYT this morning, police are still searching for a missing Northern Kentucky couple who they say was murdered. We'll have the latest on the investigation into that coming up.
And Lexington firefighter Matt Logsdon will be laid to rest today. We're looking at his service coming up.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning to you. It is Monday, July 11th, and we welcome you to WKYT This Morning. I'm Bill Bryant.
I'm Rebecca Smith. Hope you're having a great day. It was a fabulous weekend to get out.
Yeah, I hope yours was as bright as the sunshine, right? It really was nice. And the word is we get to stretch that into today. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Yeah, and it looks pretty good for today. I mean, I really don't see much going on. There is a small chance at a couple of rumbles far southern Kentucky, but for the most part, most of us stay dry. Humidity, not really there today, but you'll feel it increasing as we head throughout the next few days. Lexington coming in at mid-60s. That goes for London and Corbin. Jackson coming in at 67 degrees. It's not a bad start. 87 by the afternoon. It will be pretty warm this afternoon with that small chance at a shower or thunderstorm, especially southbound. Now, as we get through the next few days, that's when things start to change, because that's when that humidity increases. And when humidity increases, typically your thunderstorm chances do. And I'll show you that in your 7-day coming up.
And we'll see you then. In the news this morning, parts of downtown Dallas remain closed this morning as authorities continue investigating last week's deadly ambush on police officers.
Dallas police say the gunman Micah Johnson had plans for an even larger attack. They're calling last week's incident in which 5 officers died a crime of opportunity. And Don Champion has the latest from Dallas.
Dallas is a city in mourning. This weekend, many here lined up at police headquarters to offer support.
They're crying with us too, and they're letting us know if you need anything, we're here for you.
4 days after the ambush that killed 5 officers, investigators say the gunman had bigger plans.
We're convinced that this suspect had other plans and thought that what he was doing was righteous.
Sunday, the city's police chief revealed the gunman used his own blood to write RB on a wall in the building where he was killed after negotiations failed. The chief also defended his department's unprecedented use of a robot bomb to kill the gunman.
Without our actions, he would have hurt more officers. So we had no choice in my mind but to use all tools necessary.
As the investigation here in Dallas intensifies, protests over police violence continue across the country. In Memphis Sunday, demonstrators shut down a bridge, angry over the killings of 2 black men last week. And hundreds were arrested during demonstrations in Baton Rouge over the weekend, where one of the controversial shootings took place. President Obama is calling for calm.
I'd like all sides to listen to each other.
The president will visit Dallas tomorrow, where he'll meet privately with families of the slain police officers. Don Champion, CBS News, Dallas.
A funeral for Michael Smith, one of the 5 officers killed, is scheduled for Wednesday. Well, some people in Anderson County are holding a prayer service tonight for police officers and racial reconciliation. That service starts tonight in Lawrenceburg at the courthouse from 6:30 until 7. The search continues for a missing couple from Northern Kentucky. Police say the 2 were murdered.
Robert Jones and Crystal Warner have been missing now for more than a week. They were last seen in Washington County, where the man charged with killing them is expected to face a judge today. WKYT's Mark Barber is at our live desk with the latest on this. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Bill. Friends of the missing couple think the answers to this case are locked up in the Marion County Detention Center with Craig Pennington, the accused killer. Robert Jones and Crystal Warner disappeared 8 days ago. Since then, their families have been frantically searching for answers, desperately hoping for a lead that will lead them to their bodies. Witnesses told state police they saw Pennington shoot the couple and then take their bodies. Jones and Warner were checking on a home that were told they were renting to Pennington in Washington County. Dozens of people showed up to search for their bodies in Woodford County yesterday, but they ended up calling off the search because they said it would be like looking for a needle in a haystack. This morning, they are still searching for answers, focusing on the 52-year-old charged with murder.
Trying to find out where this Craig Pennington was originally from, and did he hunt, did he fish, is he familiar with the woods?
Pennington is expected to stand before a judge for the first time in the case this afternoon. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you very much. Lexington police are still looking for two men who they say broke into a home early Saturday morning. Police say the men threw a brick through the back of the home on Sandersville Road and stole a laptop and a purse. The couple who lives there spotted one of the men trying to steal their car. We're told the victim held one of them at gunpoint. The other, the victim says, hit his wife with a getaway car. Police found that car abandoned on Winburn Drive.
A police officer in Hardin County is recovering after getting hurt while trying to arrest a man. Elizabethtown police say they tried to pull over some ATV drivers when one of them got away. Officer Ron Cafee tried to grab that driver, Alex Dowell, but we're told that officer was dragged several feet before losing his grip. Officer Cafee was taken to the hospital with a head injury.
Fellow first responders will say goodbye to a Lexington firefighter today.
Matt Logston died last week after battling cancer. He'll be laid to rest this afternoon. WKYT's Mike Byer is joining us live this morning, looking ahead to the services. Good morning.
Good morning, Rebecca. I'm at Fire Station 8, where Matt Logston was assigned to before losing his battle with cancer last week. Later this afternoon, loved ones will say goodbye to the 10-year veteran of the Lexington Fire Department. Logston's funeral will be this afternoon at 1 at Northeast Christian Church in Louisville. After the service, he'll be buried at Calvary Cemetery in Louisville. Many people are expected to pay their final respects as his visitation on Sunday was packed with family, friends, and co-workers. Even though he's gone, Logston didn't leave this world without leaving a giant mark. Senate Bill 195, which Logston helped champion, was signed into law on February 25th of this year. It gives line-of-duty death benefits for firefighters diagnosed with certain types of cancer. Now, his brother-in-law, Matt, tells us Logston was a fighter until the end and always humble. Live in Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
A Walmart damaged last week in a tornado in Lawrence County will be reopening in the next few days. Store managers at the Louisa location were hoping to open the grocery store section back up on Saturday. They now say they hope to open it up tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. The Walmart pharmacy did open back up Friday. The tornado hit the store. It blew through last Monday. The National Weather Service says that tornado was an EF2. And in southeastern Kentucky, people are still cleaning up from Friday's heavy rain and strong winds there. Water surrounded Couch's Fork Church of God in Leslie County Friday. The church's pastor and congregation worried that the rising water would get inside their building. They say the water stopped at the edge of the doorway.
A lady up the road here said that the water, she had never seen the fierceness of the water, how raging it was when it came out of that holler there.
People say this is the third time in the last 2 years that the area has had some major flooding.
Crews in Jessamine County will break ground this morning on a new youth facility. The Kentucky United Methodist Homes for Children and Youth will start work July 18th on a $15 million campus in Nicholasville. The program has been in Woodford County since the 1930s. The home is for abused, neglected, and abandoned children. The new center will house 20 teenagers, including a school and paddocks for equine therapy. Well, new on WKYT this morning, 2 campers from Alabama are in custody in connection with a wildfire out in Colorado. That fire forced nearly 2,000 people from their homes. 3 homes and 3 buildings have been destroyed by the fire, with 30 more homes in its path. Authorities say the men left a campfire smoldering and hot. Dry winds fueled that fire.
Well, the solar-powered airplane, the Solar Impulse 2, is nearing the end of its journey this morning. The plane is heading for Cairo on a 50-hour flight. The pilot took off this morning from Spain and is expected to land in Egypt on Wednesday. The aircraft has wings that are equipped with 17,000 solar cells that power the propellers and charge up the batteries. The trip began on March of 2015 from the capital of the United Arab Emirates. A new game is becoming pretty popular across the country and here in Lexington as well, but local business owners aren't exactly fans of it. Pokemon Go is an app for a smartphone. Users walk around real-world locations to find creatures and catch them on their phone screen. Many people are walking around Lexington playing the game. They've started to cause some problems for some Lexington businesses. Managers at Palmer's and Lexington Green put up "No Pokemon Go" user signs.
So we had somebody try to walk in the kitchen. We've had people standing right in front of people eating, and in places that really are making it difficult for us to get through.
Some users say the app is so popular right now that they're having trouble logging on to the game.
Lexington Burger Week kicks off today. More than 35 restaurants are participating this year. Each restaurant will create a $5 special burger with its own unique twist. Plus, the burgers are not part of the regular menu. Last year, 21,000 burgers were sold. We'll have the full list of participating restaurants on our website, WKYT.com. Now, that could get me into trouble.
Yeah, nothing says summer like a good burger.
Oh, yum,
right?
yum, yum.
Yeah. All right, time this morning is 5:40. Let's check on traffic, see what's going on. Our live drive look right now at the region, as you see there, and it's mostly clear. No reports of any problems on I-75 or I-64 so far.
Yeah, it's looking great. And let's take a look at the Lexington Fayette Urban County Government's live drive cam at Richmond Road and Mount Tabor.
Just a hint of fog here and there this morning as you travel, but no issues with our weather either, which, was a problem on Friday. A lot of folks had trouble in the afternoon, especially with all that storm and so forth.
But it was a lovely weekend, so that was good.
After that, it was good.
Yeah.
You're right. Keep it here on WKYT. We have a lot more news coming up for you this morning.
It was a very lucrative lemonade stand, but the girls who put it together aren't planning on keeping the money. We'll tell you who they want to help when we come back.
All is well early this morning, but once we hit the afternoon, there is a small chance of rain for a few of us, not all of us. I'm going to show you where I expect that rain coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
All is well early this morning. If you're about to walk out the door, I don't see any problems whatsoever. Now, if you're southbound, heads up later on this afternoon, you will have at least that small chance at a couple of rumbles of thunder. Now, here are your temperatures. 65 there in London, Corbin. Maysville coming in at 64. That goes from Mount Olivet, Cynthiana, Flemingsburg, you guys up toward the north. And then work your way back towards, say, Frankfort, Owenton, Shelbyville, Simpsonville. All looks well. 65 degrees now in Lexington, and then you get your way down south and southeast. No changes whatsoever. Let's go high resolution model. Let's show you hour by hour how things are going to look for today. The morning hours, no problems. You hit the afternoon anywhere from 1 to about 8 p.m. Look what's going on down south. Now, Cumberland Parkway, Hal Rogers Parkway, that is your best bet to actually see a couple of rumbles of thunder, maybe even a passing shower as it comes on through. The farther north it gets, the more that it just fades away. Now, I give it about a 10% chance of rain in Danville, Richmond, go into Nicholasville, work your way back towards Springfield, those areas. But really, the majority of this will stay southbound, and most of us still staying mainly dry for today. Yard work forecast, if you weren't able to do it this weekend and you rather just kind of hang out outside with the family and maybe go do some things, and you got to knock it out the next few days, I would say do it today, because we hit tomorrow. A few storms will move on in. On Wednesday, still looks like some more storms off into the forecast. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, those are days that do look pretty wet in the forecast. They're spotty, they're hit and miss. Not everybody will see those, but those are the better chances, the better opportunities than today. So a 30% chance of rain today, mainly south into southern Kentucky. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, those 4 days look pretty wet. Remember, they're hit and miss, so not everybody will get that rain moving on in. But if you do, you will get some heavy downpours out of this. These rumbles of thunder slide on in here. The greatest news out of this is, yes, we will have a wet pattern coming up, but it is nothing like the past 2 to 3 weeks where these are strong systems moving through. It's not like that. This is going to be more of your afternoon pop-up scattered showers and thunderstorms, and they'll really just fade away as we head off into the evening and night. It's the summertime setup, not so much the damaging winds threat and all these storms moving on in here with those strong systems. It's not like that. It's a different type of setup this week, which is okay with me. I'll be all right with that.
More quick hitters.
Right, that's exactly right.
Micah, thank you so much. 5:46 now.
Well, some young girls have raised thousands of dollars. This is really neat after they put on a lemonade stand.
Yeah, it's cute. These girls say they saw the need to raise the money when they learned about what had happened in Dallas. So they put together the lemonade stand to support the Dallas police officers who were shot last week and their families. Hundreds of people visited the stand. The girls sold lemonade, brownies, and cookies. And at the end of the day, the girls had raised $5,000. What about that?
Well, it's sad to think that, our kids are being raised with this kind of stuff in the news, but it looks like they're trying to do some good and obviously learning that lesson in addition to. Coming up, you'll get the stories making news right now.
We'll be checking traffic again. We'll see how things are moving along out there this morning. We have some health news, and our top stories are on the way. And it is so good to have you with us bright and early on WKYT. Good morning. Welcome back into WKYT this morning. It is coming up on 5:51.
Let's take a look right now at some of the stories we're working on for you at this hour.
Parts of downtown Dallas are still closed this morning while authorities continue investigating last week's deadly ambush on police officers. Dallas police say the gunman, Micah Johnson, laughed and taunted officers during 2 hours of negotiations following the attack. A debate is now brewing over the department's decision to use a remote-controlled robot to kill the former Army reservist who fatally shot 5 officers.
The search continues for a missing Northern Kentucky couple. Police say the two were murdered. Robert Jones and Crystal Warner have been missing for more than a week. They were last seen in Washington County. State police have charged Craig Pennington with their murder. He could face a judge as early as today.
Fellow first responders will say goodbye to a Lexington firefighter today. Matt Logsdon passed away last week after a battle with cancer. His funeral will be at 1 o'clock today at the Northeast Christian Church in Louisville. Dozens of people and other first responders stopped by his visitation yesterday afternoon in Louisville. Logsdon served as a firefighter for 10 years.
Topping your national headlines this morning, the deaths of 2 black men last week at the hands of police continue to spark protests across the country.
Dozens of people were arrested last night during demonstrations in Baton Rouge, where Alton Sterling was pinned down and shot to death by police. President Obama appealed for calm yesterday and will travel to Dallas tomorrow to honor the slain police officers.
On the campaign trail, GOP party leaders and delegates will hold their first meeting in Cleveland today to hammer out the party's platform ahead of next week's convention. Opponents of Donald Trump are expected to make a last-ditch effort to deny him the Republican nomination. Trump will be in Virginia today delivering a speech on veterans reform.
And later tonight in Lexington for a private fundraiser. And now it is 5:52.
And we're moving on now to the top health stories of the day. Concussions are on the rise among children and teenagers.
Researchers from the University of California in San Francisco found a 60% increase in brain injuries from 2007 to 2014. The largest increases were among 10 to 14-year-olds, with boys 1.5 times more likely to suffer a concussion. Researchers say the rise may be due to increased participation in youth sports. A new study debunks the popular belief that e-cigarettes are simply a replacement for traditional cigarettes among teens. Researchers from the University of Southern California looked at more than 5,000 high school juniors and seniors and found a significant number who are vaping would not have smoked otherwise.
New research finds immunotherapy drugs can cut in half the risk of cardiovascular incidents in patients with rheumatoid arthritis. But researchers in Russia urge caution and say that immunotherapy could carry complications, so it isn't for patients with severe disease.
And if you're heading to Florida on vacation, officials are battling a toxic algae buildup there. The company Ecosphere Technologies says they have a solution. They have a new machine that can process thousands of gallons of water per minute. It also destroys tough bacteria strains and algae levels. They hope to get the water clean again in about a week or so.
New this morning, guitarist Joe Perry has been taken to the hospital after collapsing on stage while performing in New York City. This happened last night while Perry was performing with Johnny Depp and Alice Cooper in his side band, the Hollywood Vampires. The band continued playing after Perry left the stage. A spokesperson says Perry is stable and resting. He is, of course, best known for his years he spent as lead guitarist for Aerosmith.
Well, Motown is back to Broadway tomorrow, plus the new Ghostbusters movie makes its premiere.
And J-Lo lets loose in an animated role. Marley Hall has the latest in your eye on entertainment.
The stars turned out in Hollywood this weekend for the world premiere of the much buzzed about Ghostbusters reboot.
Let's go. Let's go. Oh.
Funny ladies Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig, Kate McKinnon, and Leslie Jones co-star in this update on the 80s comedy classic. The actresses dismissed the online criticism the movie has received for its female cast.
Women been strong for a while, don't you think?
Ghostbusters hits theaters Friday. Motown the Musical returns to Broadway tomorrow for a limited run. The show is based on founder Berry Gordy's autobiography and features many songs made famous by Motown greats, including Diana Ross, Smokey Robinson, and Michael Jackson.
It's around today and just as relevant, more relevant today than ever, and because it's about the truth.
Motown the Musical received 4 Tony nominations during its original run in 2013. And Jennifer Lopez returns as She-Ra, the saber-toothed cat in Ice Age Collision Course. Lopez says she enjoys letting loose in animated roles.
You get to, yell and scream and, be funny and be silly, and it's a lot of fun.
That's your Eye on Entertainment. Marley Hall, CBS News.
She can do anything, J-Lo.
You're right. A lot of folks, I think, enjoyed the theater this weekend. I ran into some folks who said, yeah, that was a place to be. It was nice and cool.
You're either outdoor or inside, right?
You got it. 5:56 our time right now.
Where else would you be? Let's get a check on today's traffic trouble spots. A look at drive times.
Right, and they look good. From Nicholasville, an easy ride in this morning. Same thing from Winchester, Paris, Georgetown, Richmond, Mount Sterling. Everybody looking good out there. Now we'll switch to the Lexington-Fayette Urban County Government traffic cam at Winchester Road and East Loudon. And it's looking good there. Very quiet in the area right now. Of course, that is not far from the Jif plant in Lexington. More news is coming up on WKYT this morning.
Let's get a look at weather right now.
And it looks pretty good outside. 67 now in Lexington. Not only does it look good, but it feels really nice. 63. A trio of those in Richmond, Danville, Boyle County, and also make your way down into Pulaski County. We get into your afternoon, we will have a chance of rain. It's a small chance, but it's there, especially in the southern zones. We're going to go over that with much more on those storms with another hour of WKYT News.